Good morning. This is April the 26th, Friday, 2024, and we are in BBA second semester, section B, and we have been having a series of presentations. We had some of them yesterday, and today we have another presenter, Miss Arya, and she will talk about the plot and events in this story, Steve Jobs, by who is the author? Walter Isaacson. And we might be recorded, your face might appear, Arya. So understand that I may publish this video on Facebook. I upload this on YouTube. People watch it, okay? Okay, you clip it and use it. Clip, speak slowly and have a loud voice. Can class listen carefully, understand, if necessary, note down. Go on.
Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Steve Jobs is actually the former CEO of Apple. He's an American businessman, inventor, designer, and entrepreneur. So first of all, we all know that Steve started his journey from Atari in India. Actually, Steve went to India to study.
Presenting, no two people should be talking over yourself. Please listen to her. Talking while somebody is presenting is an insult. Show that you respect your classmates.
Steve actually went to India to study numerology and astrology, which is out of the context. I got it from Google. So, how many of you know about life path? What is life path?
Basically, life path is something which is already decided, but just we need to analyze it.
How do we analyze it?
There are different theories. One is from birth date, and other is from where we are born or what our name starts from.
In Eastern philosophy, there is a word prarabdha, and prarabdha is what is allotted cannot be blotted. According to the theory of prarabdha, it's like life path I can see. Prarabdha means when you are born, at the moment, God determines your future and your fate. And everything is decided by the...
Sir, bogus hai na?
Oh. Everything is decided when you are born, and you cannot change that. Is that so? Okay.
Steve's life path is 828. He founded Apple in 1977.
His life path is 28?
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means that he founded Apple in 1977, January 3rd, and it becomes 28 when we count the date.
Oh, he was 28 at the time?
No. His life path number is 28. He was not 28.
His number is 28.
Yeah.
Can you find out my number?
Yes.
You can find out?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to know that. Go on.
He incorporated Apple in 1976, January 4th. He started his company on the 28th day. That means his life path was 28, so he chose the date 28 to incorporate the company. Walter Isaacson is the other founder of Apple.
So Isaacson is another founder of Apple.
Yes.
One suggestion: when you make slides like this, everybody, when in future you go outside to make presentation, make sure that you don't make text like this. Don't make text like this, because what happens, people start reading it. So minimize the text. No, don't use more than 6 lines, and don't use more than 6 words in one line. 6 by 6 at the most, but minimize. At least have 1 word, 2 word, 3 word, 1 phrase. In your slides in future, do not write more than a phrase. And make sure that every slide has 50% text and 50% visual. And if you can find a picture that says your idea, never use a word. If you can say it with a picture, never say it with a word. Go on.
So in the first plot, Jobs used to hang out for 18 months in Reed. Then in order to look for a job, he went back to his parents at his home. One day, Jobs walked into the Atari company's lobby. Atari company is a video game company in India.
Company?
Video game, home video game company in India. A big hit, yeah. No, not India.
Was Atari in India?
No.
US.
US. It was a big hit video game. And one day he went into the Atari company and he asked the personal director.
What was his name?
His name was Alcorn.
Was it? Was it Alcorn or
No,
was
no.
it
Bushnell.
Bush? What is the spelling?
Bushnell. B-U-S-H-N-E-L-L.
Bushnell, yes.
Nolan Bushnell.
Full
Nolan
name?
Bushnell.
Huh?
Was it?
Full name?
Nolan Bushnell.
Nolan Bushnell. He was the personal director, yes.
He asked him to give him a job and he wouldn't leave until he get a job.
Yeah, he said, I won't go back home unless I get a job. Can you try that in Kathmandu? Right? Go to a suitable place and ask for a job and say, I won't go back home unless I get a job. Yes.
When Jobs walked into the lobby, he looked very weird. He wore sandals while visiting the Atari lobby. And
I give you a challenge here right now in front of the camera. Can you in 7 days land at a job, part-time job, 1 hour, 2 hours, and inform me, Divakar sir, after reading this story, I was inspired by the story of Steve Jobs and I got this job. Can you inform me? It's a challenge to you. In 7 days, I challenge you in 7 days, find a part-time job and get engaged for 1 hour, 2 hours every day and earn. And let me know. Let's go on.
sorry, this is called Alcorn and Alcorn. Alcorn was it? Alcorn.
Alcorn. These are foreign names. We can pronounce either way.
So when Jobs went to the Atari, Alcorn, the chief engineer of the company, said that we have got a hippie kid in the lobby.
You should note down the characters and the role. Alcorn is chief engineer in the company. So he's telling and you won't note down and then presenters know everything, we don't know because you don't know down. As he's presenting, your job is to note down. Yes.
Alcorn was the chief engineer of the company. He said that we have got a hippie kid in the lobby.
You said Alcorn is chief engineer. Is it given here on the slide?
No.
No?
No.
If you had given that will be, yes, it's Alcorn. Okay, go on.
And Alcorn also told the folks that if they should call the cops that he is not leaving or we should give him a chance to work with us. And finally, in the fourth plot, Jobs got one of the 50 employees at the Atari company, and he worked as a technician for $5 per hour at the beginning.
His first job brought him $5 and
as a technician.
As a technician. How many of you have a job? Anybody? Okay, good. Is it a part-time job? Full-time?
Sir, yes.
Okay. You also have a job? Good.
Jobs was found intelligent, enthusiastic, and very excited about as being a technician.
Look, the quality of a good employee. You should be intelligent, enthusiastic, and excited to work. Right? मैले पढाएको पहिलो स्कुल काठमाडौँमा. I worked there for 12 years, school, and I completely transformed the school from Nepali medium to English medium. It's still there. I won't name this school on camera, but I gave my youth and my energy and my intelligence to the school. So be whole soul devoted to your work.
As Jobs came from Reed, he was a dropout from Reed. So Alcorn found very weird to keep him as an employer, but he saw something else in Jobs he was very intelligent.
He was a dropout. Even Bill Gates was a dropout. I guess he failed in class 8, Bill Gates. But in class 8, either Bill Gates designed or somebody designed DOS, disk operating system. And that's how Microsoft started. So even if somebody is drop out in a college, that does not mean they cannot do in life. Right? People who drop out, look, they become Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Go on.
Alcorn assigned Jobs A. Alcorn assigned job to work with a straight-laced engineer named Dong Lan.
What was the name? Don?
Lan.
L-A-N? Or L-A-N-G?
N-G.
Don Lan. Okay.
Dong Lan. As soon as Jobs worked with Dong, Dong complained to Alcorn that this man is goddamn hippie. Why did you do this to me? He is unbearable.
Who is hippie?
Jobs.
Okay, in the story, Jobs is hippie. What is a hippie?
Hippie is someone who has a weird character. He's like a...
Hippie is a lifestyle. Hippie is a lifestyle, very popular in 1960s, 70s. The Beatles, for example. And the hippies, they will wander around places and they will not, they looked different. They had long hair, they didn't care about cleanliness, etc. Right? They were very typical people. Go on. I don't know much about them. Go on.
Jobs knew that his body odor and mucus...
Lang had a very typical complaint about that. What is that?
Jobs had a very bad body odor.
Yeah.
And he knew that it wouldn't be cured. Even not his fruit vegetarian diet or deodorants wouldn't cure him. As Jobs had this Dong wanted Jobs to let go, but Bushnell, who is the founder of Atari, got a solution, and Bushnell assigned Jobs to work at night shift as nobody would be there. So
other workers thought that he should quit. We can't bear him. But Bushnell found a solution because he wanted to save Steve Jobs. He said, okay, if you can't work with others, you come at night. And others will work in day, you come alone and work alone. And he would work throughout night. Yes, go on.
He would work at night shift and he would call...
What does it teach you? It teaches one thing. If you are looking for a job, understand that you should be ready to work at the employer's terms and conditions. When employer says come at night, you should be ready to come at night. Because look, look the quality in Steve Jobs. He is very flexible and he is ready to adjust to the company. He is not insisting, give me a job in day. Look, anyhow he is willing to work. His main point is, I should work, day or night. Go on.
He worked at night shift after Lang and other employees left for the work. He was known for his brashness.
What is that?
It means complaining habit.
Don't know. What does that word mean? Spell the word.
B-R-A-S-H-N-E-S-S.
Okay, you keep on, I'll check for you. It is his character, it is mental habit.
He always complained.
When you find such words in text as you're reading, it's better to check the meaning if you feel that the word is important. I'll look for you. My eyesight, my poor eyesight. Oh God. Okay, here we are. Spell it.
B-R-A-S-H-N-E-S-S.
N-E-S?
S.
Double S?
Yes.
Okay, here we have. So the word brassness is brittle and heedless of the consequences. One who does not care about consequences. One who does not care what may happen if I do something. Done in haste without regard, full of fresh raw vitality, inevitably energetic, or lacking restraint and discernment, aggressively self-assertive. This is his nature, right? He was self-assertive, aggressive, piercingly sharp. That's meaning. Go on.
Because of Jobs' arrogant nature.
So you see, Steve Jobs had a distinct personality. He was not normal. He had a distinct personality.
He was arrogant.
Arrogant. Others thought. Others complained he's arrogant.
Even because of his arrogant nature, Jobs was able to charm Bushnell. Bushnell said that he was more philosophical than other people I worked with.
A very important thing to note down about Steve Jobs' character. He had philosophical outlook. Philosophical outlook. What do you mean by philosophical outlook? One thing of philosophical people is they are retrospective. They look at themselves. They are reflective. They keep thinking. They keep pondering. They have questions in their mind. So philosophical means thinking about the self, asking about the self, and reflecting about the self and the world.
As soon as Jobs got into the company, he helped to improve games by pushing clips to produce designs.
First job, he had to improve one game.
He appreciated the simplicity of Atari games, and no manuals were needed to uncomplicated enough that a freshman would figure them out.
Okay, Atari games were very simple in design, and players did not need to learn much steps. Anybody could play them, right? Without much effort, yes.
The only instruction in the Atari game was insert quarter and avoid Klingons.
I don't know these two instructions. Can you explain me what do they mean if you play video games?
Just need to insert the clip.
What does it mean? I don't know. Can you explain? Because I don't play video games. So clip means I don't know. What? Any idea? There are only two instructions. So any idea? Okay, move ahead. Move ahead. Thought somebody knows.
Jobs became friends with Ron Wynn. He was a draftman at Atari.
He became friends with?
Ron Wynn.
Spell?
R-O-N-W-A-Y.
R-O-N, Ron?
W-A-Y-N-E.
Okay, Ron Wynn. Good.
He was a draftman at Atari. Ron Wynn started his company with slot machines, but he failed.
And he lost $50,000.
Yes.
What is a slot machine? It's a gambling device. Gambling. In casinos you have slot machine. You move and then you choose one and it stops. Right? Yes.
Jobs was fascinated with that idea to start our own company. So that's why he thought of the Apple company from this point.
So one thing you learn here as a business student is Jobs, when he saw Ron Wynn, he knew that Ron Wynn had a slot company, but he lost the company and lost the money. One thing he learned is that it's always better that you have your own company than working in somebody's company in future. What do you learn from this? Do not become an employee in other people's company. However small, start your own company. अरूको 5 करोडको अचारको कम्पनीमा काम गर्नुभन्दा आफ्नै घरमा 500 रुपैयाँको अचार बनाएर बेच्दा फाइदा हुन्छ. Because your company will grow and you'll become the boss of the company, right? के सिक्नु पर्यो यहाँबाट? सानो भए पनि ठुलो भए पनि थोरै भए नि पछि तपाईले के गर्नु पर्यो? अरूकोमा गएर जागिर गर्ने होइन, आफैले कम्पनी सुरु गर्ने. राइट? लोक म यहाँ काम गरिरहेको छु नि त हैन, यो कलेजमा म तलब पाउँछु. मैले सानो स्कुल किनेर सुरु गरे भने के हुन्छ? यत्रो स्कुल मेरो हुन्थ्यो नि त. राइट? हुँदैन त? फर एक्जाम्पल हो किन? प्र्याक्टिकली. राइट? सो अलवेज के सिकिन्छ यहाँबाट? Become an entrepreneur. Become an investor. Do not become an employee. Right?
Jobs asked Wayne to get into the business together again. So he asked Wayne to borrow $50,000 to design and market a slot machine again. But Wayne was financially unstable, so he denied the proposal.
You need money, right? To start a business, yes.
As Jobs became friends with Wayne, he found out that Wayne was a gay.
One day, Wayne said, Steve, I want to tell you something. And before Wayne told, Steve said, I know, before you can tell. Yes. I know what you want to tell me. You want to tell me that you are gay, and I know. It's okay. We can become friends. I'm not, Steve was, we don't know if, any idea, was Steve also gay?
No.
No. So a gay and a straight are friends, right? What do you learn from this? One thing you learn is that you should not make gender discrimination against anybody. Tomorrow in class you may have a gay as a classmate. Tomorrow when you go for a job you may have a gay in your office. You may be gay in the neighborhood. You may have a lesbian. But you should treat them as human beings equal. Do not discriminate, right? Today we're aware that sexual orientations are natural and we should not discriminate people on the basis of sexual orientations. Go on. Just how we read. We read and we learn. Go on.
It was Wayne's first encounter with someone who knew he was a gay. Job asked Wayne that when you see a
But
beautiful...
one thing surprising, the slide is not changing. I don't know.
No, it is here.
Okay, single slide.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, go on.
Jobs asked Wayne that when you see a
Very
beautiful...
smart child, actually. She made single slide, right?
No,
I thought he had so many slides.
Yeah, saw it.
Oh, do you want someone to change your slides as
No,
per?
it's okay.
No? Okay, go on.
Jobs asked Wayne that when you see a beautiful woman, what do you feel? As he was gay, he asked this question, and Wayne answered that it's like when you look at a beautiful horse, you can appreciate the beauty, but you don't want to sleep with.
What an awkward answer he gave, right? And I didn't like this line. When I was reading this story for the first time, midnight, and when I came to this line, I was very angry with the people who prescribed this story for you. First I thought we should not have this story for you because it has such things. But later I realized that, okay, this is Western stuff, it's okay. Look, this line, I can't digest. A gay person looks at a beautiful girl. Now, a gay person won't like to have sex with beautiful women. And he says, for me, a beautiful girl is a beautiful horse. You can't sleep with it. What an answer. Go on.
In the next plot, Robert Friedland, who was...
What's his name?
Robert Friedland.
Spell it.
R-O-B-E-R-T.
Robert
F-R-I-E-D.
Friedland. Okay.
Friedland.
Who is he?
He was a friend who had gone to India before the summertime.
Okay. Before Steve Jobs, Robert Friedland had been to India. And it was Robert Friedland who suggested that he should go to India, right?
Robert Friedland wanted Jobs to take his spiritual journey. Jobs decided to do the same. As Robert went to India to see a guru named
Neem Karoli Baba.
Neem Karoli Baba.
Have you heard about him?
No.
These days he's very famous. He is dead. He died long ago, but I can see lots of my friends also have become devotees to him. And even recently, a few months before, your principal, Mitra Bandhu sir, had traveled to Nainital. And I could see on Facebook that he had visited Neem Karoli Baba's ashram. It's a very famous ashram in India. A spiritual guru. Yes, go on.
As his friend Robert did the same, Jobs wanted to follow his steps and decided to do the same and told his friend Daniel Kotke to come with him.
What's in Daniel?
Kotke.
Spell it.
D-A-N-I-E-L.
Daniel.
K-O-T-T-K-E.
K-O-T-T-K. Who is Daniel Kotke in the story?
His friend.
His friend. What does he do? His role?
I'm confused.
Okay, Daniel Kotke is Jobs' friend. Okay, go on.
Jobs told the folks at Atari that he's going to quit the company as he's going to see the guru in India. And Jobs wanted Alcorn to pay him for the expense.
A lot of hippies in those 60s, 70s came to India and Nepal. A lot of hippies came to searching for spiritual things. Even Beatles had come to India and they had stayed in India and studied and Indian music, Indian culture, Beatles. John Lennon is well known for this, yes.
As Jobs asked Alcorn to pay him, Alcorn had an idea that as Atari was making kits and shipping to Munich city is a city in Germany, where they were built into finished machine and distributed by the wholesaler in Turin. So
where is Turin?
Germany.
No, Turin is Italy.
Italy?
Yeah. Turin is Italian city, Munich is German city.
Yeah.
So Job wanted to come to India, he needed money. He did not have money. So his friends had one idea. We are exporting our video games to Germany, and Germans, the frame per second, I don't know technical things.
Yeah.
Because of the difference in frame per second, the Germans are having difficulty playing the game. So you go to Germany first and you fix the problem. That way, company will send you, company will pay your expenses, and from Germany you can go to India. That's why you first go to Germany. Yes.
The problem was that the games designed in American rate of 60 frames per second, in Europe were 50 frames per second.
So Americans designed a game 60 frames per second, and Europeans, they have 50 frames per second. So the games had a problem. So they had to send him to fix the problem.
Alcorn offered him to go India to implement it, as going to Europe was cheaper than going to India. So Jobs agreed to go to Europe. Jobs spent few days in Munich and he solved the problem. But the dark-suited German managers complained to Alcorn that about his body odor, that he smells like a bum.
Even in Germany, the German engineers complained back in America, what kind of guy you sent? He has body odor and he is arrogant and don't send again such a person. They didn't like him.
He even behaved very rudely with the managers and
they thought that his behavior. He was not rude, but they thought he's rude, right? Yes.
So they complained Alcorn and saying that they called Alcorn to complain about the jobs, and Alcorn replied that if there is any problem, you can call me. I have many more guys like him in the company. But
he finally said that, do you have such problems? If you have in future such problems, inform, we'll send you more such guys like Steve Jobs, who have body odor but who can solve your problem. The point here is, when you have an employee, do not go on his personal things. Look what he can do for you. The German managers, they were complaining about his personal body odor, right? But they did not see that he solved his problem, their problems. Yes.
Despite of Jobs' body odor and the problems he had, German managers liked him because of his work. So he said that they could manage Jobs. Jobs was very upset that the managers tried to feed him meat and potatoes because he was a vegetarian.
He was a very stout vegetarian, vegan kind of. And somebody tried to feed him with meat and he was very upset.
And he complained about this to Alcorn. In the next plot,
he said Germans don't even have the word for vegetarian. He said in German language, you don't find a word that means vegetarian. Yes.
In the next plot, he went to Turin in Italy. He enjoyed when he was in Turin. He went to Turin to see another distributor of the game. He stayed in Turin for a few weeks, and the distributor in Turin was very nice to him. He took him for dinner every night, where there were 8 tables and there was no menu. That means he could...
A restaurant with 8 tables and no menu.
He could just ask what you wanted to eat and they would make it for you.
The wonderful thing was that we have no menu, order what you want, anything, under the sky, and we'll make it for you. And they made. Yes.
And then in the next plot, he went to Lugano, Switzerland.